4 times.
What's up, fellas?
Tell me how I look.
Yeah.
How we look?
You guys are good.
Good.
Again. You guys are good again.
No, I be trying. I just want to hear you say that.
Just so you know, we're coming at the end of my sneakers, so we'll see.
I'm already back in rotation.
Oh, you repeat?
Yeah.
Okay. Now
I'm in rotation.
next week, expect the same ones. Okay. I'm done.
Nah, we got.
I got.
I know you got a lifetime.
DJ Khaled, another one.
know what
You got a lifetime of being better than that. Okay.
No,
but I don't.
No,
okay.
I don't. What would you guys listen to on the way over here? What would you listen to in your car?
GPS.
I listen to some Boston Richie. You know, in that future.
Boston Richie, I never heard.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Boston Richie, the big storyline going on with DJ Academics right now, but it's a good one.
Boston
What would
Richie.
you listen to on the way over here?
Hans Zimmer, and I promise you, I'm not joking.
I don't know who's Hans Zimmer.
I don't know what that is.
What
He does
I
like
was listening to the radio. I had the radio on.
was that hip hop or is that what is that?
Now Hans Zimmer does music scores, like he did Batman Begins. The song that I was listening to was Mombasa, which is a
No words, all instrumental?
no, yeah, all instrumental, just like that
I like it.
driving through the town, boom, 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 boom,
Fela
boom,
Kuti.
boom, boom.
Okay, this is that mushrooms and LSDs.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Under the influence.
No music,
Rammstein.
no nothing, just straight music.
Okay,
Nah,
all
but
right.
you know what? At the end of the day, well, we gotta do one thing, right?
Your
We
part.
want to tell everybody to like, subscribe, and comment. You gotta please like, subscribe, and comment. If you want me to come up here with these nice outfits, y'all gotta help me fund these ass outfits. I can't just be coming up here spending all this money without y'all liking, subscribing, and commenting.
And I want to be able to buy nice outfits. So
Yeah.
make sure you like and subscribe.
I need
so
a subscribe shirt.
Yeah.
And I gotta wash this one.
Stain already. I got to stain already. Let's go.
Episode 8. This is episode 8 repeat.
From the future.
Yeah, it's the future. He went everything 18, episode 18. All right.
All right, let's get it.
Salt Bay or matinee? The price of dating. I'm gonna go to you first, Stu.
For me personally, I think dating nowadays, I think females misinterpret dating. You know, I think for me personally, I feel like you could get more out of going to get ice cream, going for walks in the park, going to botanical garden, going to a zoo date than you could if I go take you to a nice fine dining restaurant.
So expensive dates don't mean anything to you.
I don't think the expensive dates means her getting to know you. So as far as that goes, it's like it's in the realm of she's liking the fact that you could do those things, right? She's liking the fact I could get dressed, put on some nice shoes, and I could show people that he took me somewhere nice. But at the end of the day, does she really know who you are? And if you really dating is to get to know the other person. It's not to sit there and say, what could he do for me? But do you really know this person? Because we all could put up smoke and mirrors, right? I think for a majority of the time, females always got like maybe 5 or 6 guys in rotation. And
Starting 5.
yeah, they got
Hope
5.
mine don't.
They got
No, I guess for dating, right? They're for dating purposes. Not like sexual purposes, but just like, I want to go eat Thursday,
But
Friday.
we've made that term very relaxed to where that's okay to date 5 and 6 people. That's not what dating should be. But go ahead.
But like I said, But they always got that one extreme guy that he got. He I don't know what he do. He got a couple of dollars. He may want to take on the trip out of the country, but she may not want to go on it because she know if she go on that trip with him, what's going to lead to? She gonna have to be fucking and sucking.
Expectation.
The expectation
Bang
of that.
and bust.
That's going to be one of the things that's going to come with that. Then you got the one broke dude, right?
That's me.
I ain't gonna say that. It's that one broke dude that she really likes, but he don't have the funds, and she just like him because even if maybe
he lay pipe.
he may be in jail or he may be living with his mom's on a futon, but she knows that at the end of the day I can't get nowhere. Then she got the other couple of guys that in her Rolodex like, yo, I like him, but I don't know if I really want to go that route with him. So you in a competition. So, but
What you got on this, B?
I wasn't raising. I was just agreeing with. I'm the guy who doesn't have anything. That's in her rotation for very good reasons.
That's me.
I still got very good reasons.
You the
I
spend the night guy?
Yeah,
Let me spend the
absolutely.
night.
When you need a cuddle. But you want me to finish the whole thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
insight,
So
bro.
I do think that it's a treat, right? It's going out. It's a treat. It's like date night. Like it's a thing to do. And it should be based on your lifestyle. It shouldn't exceed your lifestyle. And I don't think you should overextend your lifestyle to mean more than like or I want to go be at the livest place. Maybe just tonight is the night out where we go to just somewhere where it's dim. You know what I mean?
Yo, is that showing her that you fun though?
I don't know if you gotta have a price for fun. You could be fun going to do something.
It does meet the standards of today, which is like, unfortunately, as we talked before, the Instagram and social media has added a layer to relationships that now part of being fun is taking me to a place that I can shoot and post because that makes it fun later. So
and that adds an expensive. So expensive dates, they do mean something.
Yeah, but you have to be the leader of that. You gotta pump the brakes on.
But
it
don't really mean nothing. It's just like I said in the beginning, an expensive date means that you could do it. That doesn't mean at the end of the day you taking on an expensive date, she gets to know you. That's the whole purpose of a date. Yeah. Her knowing you. After she leave that date, what did she learn from you? What did she know about you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not on this, Mike.
The question was, what do expensive dates mean, or do they mean anything? I think, again, I see both sides, so I'm gonna say that it does, but it depends on who and when. So if you're taking your wife out for an expensive date, then the who is somebody that you're gonna spend more time and money on, that you don't mind doing these nice things for, because you know it's gonna be reciprocated to some degree.
But she know you.
Yeah, but she's also known you before you had to spend any kind of money, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Whereas the flip side, if you're taking out somebody that you never met, maybe somebody that you met on the internet that you see likes these high value things, and you think that in order for you to, again, compete with that market, you have to do these things. So normally you might have taken a girl, again, it could have been something fun and cheap like bowling, where that was acceptable in the early 2000s. Now, if you're not spending $200 on a plate of dinner, you're not going to be looked at as the same, in that same category, potentially.
So it does mean something.
It depends on who it's for. So if it's somebody that you're dating with the intention of being with for a long time, then that means I'm willing to spend this amount of money on you because I'm willing to invest in us. It's not just a gift for you, it's time shared together.
But how you know that?
But I'm saying if it's somebody that you are dating that you have intentions for, whereas if it's somebody, and we know this because we've all done it hopefully in our younger days, you would spend money on somebody with the intention of hopefully getting something out of them really quickly. Y'all know what I'm saying? I mean, honestly, if you're going to spend $300-$400 on somebody that looks like a dime.
She don't got to be a dime. If I spend $300,
the point is that if you're doing it with the intention of trying to solicit something. Not saying that you're paying for sex, but you're paying for the expectation like, I'm doing nice things for you. Hopefully it leads to something nice for me.
Like legalized prostitution.
In a way.
Don't do that.
I wouldn't say that.
But that's not true though.
Because he just said if you take a shorty on
No. It's a beautiful date, right?
No, it depends.
No. Hold on. Let me real quick. I think that this is the way dates should go, right? You start off, you have a really good time. She needs to be touched and warmed up. This is foreplay. This is a nice restaurant. This is this. And then
touching at dinner.
Guess what? Now it's your turn. I would like to share.
Now it's your turn. Bless me. This is the hand-free part?
No. But when you put in your vote, you put in your vote.
Down and get an eagle on, right?
I'm just saying, whatever that may be.
I know we spoke on the phone. This is the hands-free part.
Yeah.
Bluetooth. I'll say that. Do expensive dates mean something? Yes, they mean. I want to go back to something Beacon said. Like, signaling. He's a signaling. It's a signaling sign that I can compete with the market. The market rate is if Shorty is of this caliber, then
a nickel plus.
Yeah. She is. If she's of this caliber, or even if she's like a lower class, I think that you put yourself in a space where now, and I don't say lower class. I say if she's like not what everybody's checking for. If you hit her off with an expensive meal, I think she understands the standard that when she comes to you, she has to come correct.
Not necessarily true.
I think if she don't ask for it, it means more. Rather than her saying, hey, we should go out to this place because I saw it popping on Instagram.
Right.
And this place has
and that's what you have.
Most guys that do it, though, I'm not speaking of, most guys that do it, they do it because they trying to set a standard. Like, if you're going to be around me, like
it's
you
a
said.
Gauntlet. I have to be able to show.
It's a give and take. I want to show you that I'm out here spending bread on you, and if I want to have sex, if I want some head or something, then I just, I did whatever, then the time is up.
Ladies, jump in the comments because this is going to be controversial.
He going to be,
No, because let me tell you something. Women go on dates, like you said, women go on dates, they be like, I go on a date with Mike. I ain't fucking Mike. I go less than store, and this is what pisses me off, ladies. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Unnatural
This
circumstance.
is
And
bullshit.
this is why I don't know why you set that standard because
Because
This is the
doesn't-
bullshit.
you dropped her off at my house.
That's what pisses me off. Because
see,
why?
because she messing
why
with
I gotta
Brokey.
buy her? Why I gotta
Remember,
buy
he said he the
SDK,
broke one,
and
so
then the
she
dude come outside with flip flops
Because
on.
I'll tell you
and fuck
why.
her for free.
I'll tell you why. Because I'm the person you dropped her
guy.
off to. You dropped her off to my house. That wasn't her cousin's house. That was my
Cousin
house.
house.
All right. Listen, you
That's
dropped
her
over my
uncle?
house. Let me tell you how the
Girl's
conversation
name.
goes. Hey, how was your date? What is that? Yo, he cool or whatever, but I didn't really get to know him. We just had
Thank
a
you.
good time.
Thank you.
And the reason why you ain't get to know her or she ain't get to know you is because you just sat your wallet on the table and said,
There you go. There
and then
you
she
go.
said,
Take
can you
pictures
drop
of
me
this.
off by my cousin's house?
Cousin Bika. Not Cousin Bika.
So and
Come
now,
outside eating cereal and
so,
shit. You had fun?
come on in.
Let me grab a bag.
Thanks,
got
boss.
the- he got the
Nigga said,
overnight
I'll
bag.
tip you in the app.
Yeah, and this is why I say that those days really don't mean nothing because at the end of the day, she could just be going out with you just because you going to take her to that place and Brokey over here or dude who ain't got that money, all he doing is just laying pipe in his mama futon
That
couch.
should get me hot.
And that's the truth though.
But that's the environment, but you should be in that same environment doing something different. You should be bonding with her. You should be building
That's
with her
why I
and
said.
doing something different. The
That's if
problem
she
is...
want to. If she just want to date out of your goofy ass, then she gonna get money out of you.
but
That's
see-
gone.
So again,
STK
But why-
it is.
No, but...
Back to Uber.
Okay, so can I ask you, why did you feel like you wanted to show her that you could compete with the market?
Because I think as a guy, I think it comes to a situation where you be like, all right, boom. Like he said, it's almost like a bartering system. I feel like I spent this $300 on this meal, so I'm guaranteed some head. I think that's how men, and whether it's right or wrong, that's how men, I ain't gonna lie. Anybody here who you feel like if you spend over $200, somebody fucking, or a hand job or
But why don't
something.
we just keep it to
the comments is going to be
$75?
crazy after this episode here. I can tell you.
Because girls have an expectation, right?
You said they got a rotation of 5 or 6,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
one of them better be spending money.
Girls have an expectation, right? Like you said, they go out on a date and they might see you. They again, I like we said with the appearance episode. They see you two guys. They ain't think they going bowling when they see y'all two in that episode.
Why not?
A visual. I'm talking about anticipation.
Shit.
If they say me and Beacon, they
going
know
to
exactly where they was
bowling
going that day. They know where they going. They know
having
that they're
fun.
gonna be a dick slip, and then there's gonna be some bullshit going on, right?
Yeah.
I had the short shorts.
Is that
on.
my balls?
Yeah, right. When it's y'all two, y'all look very. So now the girl standard is. I said that to you. The girl standard is like, oh, we going to a nice place. If you show up at some fucking mom and pop shop, she gonna be feel let down.
That's not true.
No.
If you honestly have fun with it, the same way if there's no
You gotta get
expectation.
to fun.
The same way if there's no expectation. If she thinks she going out with Joe Schmo that she normally wouldn't give her time to, and he go to some skating ring and they have a bomb ass time, she gonna be like, yo, I normally wouldn't have gave him the time of the day. And if he took her to an expensive restaurant, she would enjoy that meal and never talk to his ass again.
That's fair enough. I'm just
That's
saying
true.
y'all right on that thing, but that's why I said the signaling thing. It's like all the things that you guys said. When you signal and then you give that. If you show up with a
Signaling,
leather,
it's first appearance, it's all of that.
when you show up like this, look, Mr. Money, you don't look like you about to skate. You ain't about to put your off whites on the fucking in the roller derby.
Yeah, I will.
He gonna pull out off-white skates.
I got these classic.
Yeah,
I gotta move on.
I'm just saying.
This is Virgil.
I'm just
one
saying.
of ones.
I'm just saying, bro.
Not the one of one sweater.
Got a Balenciaga skate with a 4-inch.
Yeah. He is 400, one of a kind. All right, I'm gonna start really quick going this
Smash
way.
and grab.
This is cool. Hit it and quit it. All right? Do women really want picnics and walks at in the park?
Absolutely. Absolutely they do. You want me to go faster?
Beginning or like middle day?
Yeah.
Faster than
In the
that.
beginning, all throughout a relationship, there's a moment where they just want to. That's a huge flex too, and I know how to do that for a cheap price. Hit me in the comment section.
Yeah.
I'll show you exactly how to do it. There used to be a
Yogi,
$5 movie.
Yeah, Yogi.
There used to
got
be
a
a
1-minute
$5
TikTok
movie
coming out.
theater on 50th Street that I ran.
Don't blow out the
through.
creep spots because that's where everybody probably takes.
It's closed now.
Yeah, he's
All right.
selling himself today.
Closed it.
He closed it.
He's selling himself today.
Him and Pee Wee Herman
I can get
closed
you the
it.
cheap
Yeah,
thing.
yo, Stu.
I tell you how to do it.
Stu, do women really want picnics and walks in the park?
Not in the beginning. I think those things is overrated for them. to be honest with you, I think those would be the perfect dates. I think those are the dates where you really get to know who you're talking to, who you're dealing with. Because like at the end of the day, she could see me as this, but she may not know like I like go-karts. She may not know I like to bowl. She may not know I like to skate. She may not know things about me. So me taking you to these expensive restaurants really doesn't give you a grand scope of who I am as a person. So I believe that those are important in the beginning. The expensive dates could come later because now I know I like you. Now
So
we
once
have
you
common.
got it, you could drop the price on the date.
No. Once I got it, I could up the price on the date.
Oh, okay. So you want to start the other way.
With the other way in reverse.
But you said it doesn't work that way.
No, but it
I
doesn't
can tell
work
you don't
that
get a lot
way.
of quickies in your house because I said hit it and quit it. So now this is you married.
We
right?
all doing
She
it,
late for work
apparently.
right now.
Well, she
That's
could
my
be.
style.
We all
Keep
talking
going,
about
Stu.
it.
But I'm just saying.
Monologue this.
I'm just saying though. At the end of the day, like for me personally, I could up the price on anything because I could do that. But at the end of the day, I want to start off
Talk
right
your
here,
shit.
and
Start
I could
off
be.
with that CNC soda,
Yeah,
girl.
you know what I mean. No, I'm not saying CNC, but I
Not
just
the
want to know.
top
I want to
part.
know where your head is at. To be honest with you, because I could take you on a expensive
Soda
date,
Kush.
and I don't.
Smash and grab.
Hands free, baby.
And I don't know who you are. You may not have no
Yeah.
table manners. You may be smacking while we eating. You know
Oh,
what I
I
mean?
hate that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a new-
This
that's
is the
another
problem.
Oh, you know one thing I hate too?
gonna write that
Side
down.
note, I hate when people eat steak and they grab the knife like this.
This is what
Ooh.
I'm saying.
They eat
You
it with
gotta
ketchup.
know
Yeah.
these things.
They
You
eat
just
it with
gonna take
ketchup.
somebody, they're embarrassing you.
You do it?
They're gonna embarrass
That's
you.
them
You talking about
well-done
the steak
steaks.
and egg cheese from McDonald's?
No, I'm talking
No.
about
You put a fork in
That's
that?
not steak.
Mike.
Let's go.
Mike, women really want picnics and walks in the park.
Yeah.
They just came back with that too, the steak, egg, and cheese.
Yeah, they do. I think that honestly, I think on a base level and an advanced level, what women really want is your time and attention. So on a base level, while you're dating and doing the courting phase, yeah, those things matter. I think spending time in any facet, whether you're walking in the park, going bowling, or doing something small, I think that matters.
Can I ask you
But-
one question before
Hold on, let me
you-
get the advanced level off.
Let me give you one question before I ask you. One question. I have to
that
ask you
whole
one
monologue.
question.
Go ahead.
Now, if she has the options between going to STKs or going to Botanical Gardens, which one you think she's picking?
It depends on who she
But,
is.
but who she? What you? 90%.
I'm not going to get the Instagram girl, so she's going to take her ass to
All right,
McDonald's
but what
with
I'm
me.
saying to you is this: if she has the option, the both is on the table. Who she picking? 90% of the time, 80% of the time,
But I
60%
don't think
of the
that's
time.
geared toward just
What-
women. I think anybody given a better option would choose the better option out of two.
Not
Nah,
really.
I ain't gonna lie.
Not
I think,
really.
I think
But again,
Botanical
that's
Garden.
not my woman. My woman's not going to want that because I'm not providing those as options off the bat because I don't want to look like the goofy motherfucker that's going to jump out the bat and just be like, yo, I'm going to do all of this in hopes that you do a little something. No, we're going to meet each other here, and here until we become something that is there. Anyway, base level, they want your time and attention while you're dating and courting. But on an advanced level, once you're really dating and you get into that phase of long-term dating or potential marriage, they want your time and money in another facet, which is they want you to be committed to a household. They want you to be committed to a family. They want you to still do those things, but do them with the expectation that now you have to encompass all of this and not just a relationship between you two. They want it.
Do women really want picnics, walks in the park? I think yeah. I think all girls want that like princess emotion.
When?
Like that. Huh?
Window. In the
any
beginning.
point.
You know what it is? I'll be
later
honest
on.
with you. Like thinking about it now that I'm older, I think they all wanted the whole ride. I think women, they're hard to read because I think that they want the expensive dates because they want.
They want it from the guy that they like. They don't want it from the goofy dude that's in their DMs.
That's the thing.
They don't want to go walk hands in hands in the park with
Right.
the
They'll
nigga
take
from
it
the
from
DM.
anybody.
No, they won't.
No, they won't. They're not
No, they
gonna- you
won't.
gonna
They
walk
won't
hand in
go-
hand
They
in the
won't
park?
make no.
Nah,
They
nah,
won't
nah,
make. They
nah,
won't
nah,
make.
nah,
They
nah.
won't. They
Why you
won't
not
go-
going to
Cause-
STK or whatever
Because
he
when I was younger,
pronounced?
listen. When I was younger, I was not the romance guy. I was the pounding ground. So I was not I was not expected for the picnic.
Okay. No. But I'm
There was a
talking about,
picnic guy.
what I'm
Like,
saying
I
is-
was the you
no,
drop
I'm
the
saying
ball for me
they'll take
after the picnic.
They'll take the STK option
Wait
just
for us.
because it's on the table.
No, because it looks better.
better.
They would go to STK with a 50-year-old man before they're walking in the park with a 50-year-old man.
Yes.
It's the look.
Oh, yeah.
It's the
That's what
look.
I'm- yeah.
And that's
We
what I'm
agree.
saying.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
So yeah,
saying.
so yeah, because because he snoozed on my joint. That's basically what I was saying. I was just saying, yeah. Words hurt.
Snores too.
I'm just, you know what? And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this before we end this subject, right? And the only reason why I'm saying what I'm saying now is because I did surveys before. Before we even did this podcast, my previous dating status before, and I was outside, I did these surveys. I asked girls, I said, yo, listen, let's go get some ice cream. You know what I got? Oh, something came out when the time comes. But if I say let's go to STKs or go to these high-end restaurants, I got a babysitter. I left work early. They're calling me saying, yo, where you at? I'm ready to go. You understand?
Yeah.
So the walks in the park, walking across the Brooklyn Bridge was not a fan favorite. It was cute.
Wait, so
But
this
it wasn't-
happened, or you conducted a survey?
I conducted my survey.
I was hoping that he said that he just asked a bunch of people randomly on the
No.
street. He said, "No, I
Listen,
put my
Steve
own dollars
Harvey.
and cents
I
into
did
this."
this. Listen, this is why I brought this topic up because I done went through it and I did a census for it. Like, this is not me just saying here and saying I'm talking
But
because I'm
what's
talking.
wrong with losing those people who need
But
to go
that's
to
perfect
STK?
because that's perfect. Because for me personally, I understand where you are and where you're trying to go and what your mindset is. If I ask you to like, yo, let's go for a walk, right? Let's go for a walk in the botanical garden or go see something, and you tell me, you know, son came
I'm about
up
to make
or
a
this
date
and
at the
this and
Botanical
that.
Garden. You brought
And
that up
then
4 times.
if I say let's go to STKs, you ready, willing, and able. You got a babysitter, you got your hair
Because
done,
you showing more effort. You're investing more.
What
too,
is
such as
effort in getting to know someone? Me getting to know you is still going somewhere else, right? We going outside the house. I'm picking you up. You're not picking me up.
Yeah, he's still doing the same
I'm
things.
still doing the same thing. We just changed locations.
But your left foot ever demands being on time. There's reservations involved.
And you still gotta-
and you're making a financial commitment, which means I know you're serious.
But listen, if I
That's
so
the thing.
be
It's
read
the,
differently.
It's this. That's the difference.
But I think
the difference is this.
But I think financial commitment does.
it attracts.
So if we going somewhere that I don't
not only
have a
attracts,
reservation for,
but
you
I
still
think it's a
gonna be late?
staple. It's like if I told you, yo, Stu, come hang out with me in my crib, you might be like, I don't feel like it today. But if I tell you, Stu, I got something in my house that I paid for, you, I'm like, I can't let him down. He paid for that.
Yeah. But like I said, is that what you want? Somebody not letting you down, or somebody really getting to know you? Now you got to decide what you really want in
You
life.
gotta ask the women. You know what, women? In the comments.
I'm just saying.
Tell us what you want. Don't text me, because I know a lot of y'all text, a lot of y'all inbox us,
That is
whatever.
the best bait I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, let him.
Yeah, that is nice.
Just go.
Listen, let us know what y'all want. Do y'all want STK, or do you want to go to Botanical Gardens with us? 400. We'll take a walk with you in Botanical Gardens if you want. All right?
Yeah, in Botanical Gardens.
Yes, Botanical Gardens. I don't know how much it costs. We're going to figure that one out.
That's like $20 a person. You know, it's not
figure it
crazy.
out. We'll figure it out. We'll be sponsored by 400. We're writing
Yeah.
off on our taxes.
Yeah, we got to do that too.
See no evil, speak no evil. Snitching defined. I'll run with this one first. I brought this topic here because I feel like in the urban culture, it's been a huge topic where every time we watch TV, there's a snitching thing, right? Everybody's like, oh, somebody snitched, right? And it has this nasty
Connotation.
connotation to it where it's like it's a bad thing. But then at the same time, in a contradictory way, most of us that are adults, we say, if you see something, say something, right? Because you don't want your mom to get punched in the face and her bag robbed or things of that nature. The crimes that are being committed against our own communities and plague our communities, I think they exist for the most part because
Oh, silence.
of silence, and not only silence, our lack of education of the power that we have to stop the crimes. There was older interviews where people like they'll be like, "Oh, Sammy the Bull told on John Gotti, right?" And in the newspaper, these people who are supposed to be saying they want to clean up the city is basically like front page rat, like basically almost making it a bad thing
Right.
when you watch it. So my question to y'all really is, why is it that snitching is such a bad thing?
I want to go first. I think, again, I'm generally going to see the distinction before we define it. So I think snitching is a bad thing. But I also think that snitches are a party or they're at least a beneficiary of the crime. So if we're doing a crime together and you get caught and you tell, that's snitching. Now, if you're a witness and you have no party to that crime, that's not snitching. That's you witnessing
But as a
something.
civilian, why is that your problem? Why are you mad about that? If we're all willing participants in this
I wouldn't
crime,
be mad as a civilian. I wouldn't be mad as a civilian.
I don't think
I would be
civilian-
mad as a criminal if my
Yeah.
partner in crime told on me. Yeah.
But
I don't think civilians are mad at the fact. Well, we're gonna use hip hop, right? We can say that. I don't think civilians are mad at the fact that you're snitching. I think civilians are more mad about the image you're portraying. So if you portraying this image of I'm this person, shoot him up, bang bang, sell coke, this and this and that, and then as soon as you get in a little jam and you snitch on the person just to get yourself out, that's what throws them off. I don't think, like I said, it's the difference between being that person that's in it and then the person that's on
As
the
a
outside.
civilian, you saying they have a moral compass?
As a civilian, you have a moral. Everybody has a moral compass.
How could you say that if you? This is my question to you. So, like, let's say
You
if I'm a
can't be a
rapper,
snitch as a civilian.
You can't.
right, but they're the ones who define who's successful or not. If you look at Tekashi, for example, I'm sad that I even said his name, but I'm not promoting him. But I'm just saying, most regular people that listen to him, like gangsters, weren't listening to him.
That's actually a very valid point in terms of him, because a lot of people would say that he wasn't really a gang member. He's not considered a snitch. He is, because again, he's a beneficiary of the crime.
But that's the problem of the gang. That's not a problem of the natural civilian.
No, but
as a civilian, he helped us clean up the community.
No, but as a civilian,
right?
you're using that gang as a front to benefit yourself.
Yeah.
So you're using the gang culture and the crimes committed to further advance your career as a civilian. So if you're benefiting as part, it's like saying, yo, I didn't rob the bank, I was a getaway driver. You facilitated the crime and you benefited from it. Therefore, you're a snitch.
But as a civilian, aren't I happy that getaway driver gave us all three of those people?
But then that's the difference between being a regular civilian, and being a part of the problem.
Right, and I'm saying, why aren't the civilians happy that the person involved?
Because I don't think the
he's not
civilian
popular anymore because of civilians.
Because what is he going to say? You understand?
Not even him. I don't want to dwell on him. I don't want anybody else.
I know what you're saying. So again, say my cousin was the getaway driver. Or robbed a bank and the getaway driver told. I'm mad at the getaway driver because, again, you were party to that crime, and now you got my friend or cousin in trouble.
Right.
When you should have shut the hell up. Now, if old Miss Mary was outside the bank and saw all three of them, I can't say shit. You did that in front of Miss Mary and you got caught because she wasn't part of the crime.
Right.
If your homeboy flips on you and turns back,
I think that's
different. That's looked at different.
That's my problem, right? As a civilian, I want all crime to stop. So if somebody's telling, why am I concerned with what's that?
It's just a label, but I don't think we're gonna be mad at them.
No, it happens. That's a reality because people get isolated and shit.
I don't think we know. I don't think we know exactly the process in which, like, we hear like, oh, there's a reward, and I go, I should if I knew anything, right? We do that. We do that little joke, like, if I knew something, I'd say something, or it's a joke. But the truth is, when we do have viable information in our hands that could benefit our community, we don't. So I don't think we know exactly, like you said, the power of those words. How exactly does that translate? Not just to get something out of it monetarily, but like just a better lobby, just a safer route to the store. We don't understand how that is supposed to be done.
How many years does that take? That's what I'm saying.
Here's one of the reasons why, and this is why it's even harder to do right now. They'll be right back. Like, before, it used to be like, there'll be new ones. Someone will take over this corner. Someone else will do it because people were away. But now it's the same exact person. Like, you see this mug making all kind of ruckus, hands behind his back, going away and telling, F you, police, da, da, da. And then before your milk go bad,
he back outside.
That's quick. Milk be back.
He be
Milk
back.
be back in like 2 days.
Yeah,
what do you got?
James Bond.
No,
scary.
like for me personally, I just feel like it's all in the contents of what you're doing. If you involved in it and you promoting it, you're associated with it, you can't really be sitting here. That's what you jump into that fold, right? So with that being said, of course, we're going to look at you in a certain light. But if you're a regular person, like you said, and you're right, sometimes people don't want to be involved in those situations because they feel like if I say something, what's going to be the retaliation? Is he going to come right back out? What I'm saying, is it enough to keep him the way he's going to be? So then what is the use of even saying anything? And that's the problem that we have. So it's not like it's all the different all the different forms. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you want to say snitching. But like I said, if you in the mix of it, you're a part of it, you funding it, you understand?
Yeah, you benefit from it.
You benefit from it.
I think what needs to happen is, and again, I don't condone snitching or anything like that. What I was, as a civilian, I do condone snitching.
I'm about to say, why
not?
not?
No, I'm just saying. No, but I don't condone if you're a part of something to be snitching. Like if you're a part of something and you're doing it, you know, whatever. That's whatever you do. But I think there needs to be a clear urban America, also average America conversation about snitching. I think there needs to be a definition because I feel like the lines continue to get blurred on what's snitching, what's not snitching. And I feel like the newspapers and the media sometimes will be like, you big cartels on everyone. But it's like, didn't you just put a sign up to tell me if I see something, say something?
But you at the same time, you're expected to be a stand-up person, though. You're in those situations.
From the people in the community.
No, but I'm talking
but if
about
I'm the newspaper, those people are like,
I got the
call
answer.
call 1-800 if you fucking
because you're a
see
fraud.
something.
That's
Real
why
quick.
they make fun of you.
I got let me
you
see.
made yourself a fraud. You sat up there. You did what you did. I'm big and bad. I'm tough. And then as soon as somebody say, "Yo, throw some numbers at you," yo, you know what? It was this person. That's why they make fun of you because you said they betrayed that
But
person.
you're not going to get results, and it only harms the community that you're in.
It only harms the community
What
that you're
Kush
in
is
when it's the
saying is
person.
we should embrace the snitch.
We should
bring
embrace
him
him.
into our civilian culture.
But the answer to
and
that
celebrate.
is actually the second question. So ask the second question, and I think that leads to the answer that we're pushing now.
The second question is, what is the second question?
I know it because I know it.
He was about to answer. Wait a minute. No.
I know it.
What's the effects of snitching in different communities?
I think that is party to the answer. So when you're in an urban environment and you are a witness to a crime, people look at it as snitching. Whereas if you're in a more affluent, literally neighborhood, it's called neighborhood watch.
Yeah.
They have parties for this. They have meetings for
They have
this.
groups.
Yeah, you get
T-shirts
promoted,
and
you might get a
cookies.
badge.
I still get followed around 8 years later in my neighborhood. And I'm like, it's the same damn car.
But look, the reason that there's a distinction between those two is because in the urban neighborhood there is a fear of retribution and retaliation, where it is not that case in the alternate neighborhood, suburbs, for lack of a better term. There is that fear of, again, he's going to be back out before my milk gets spoiled. So this weekend, yeah, I saw something happen, but next weekend, that same shit might happen to me if they know that, again, I'm the person witnessing the crime.
Yeah.
But before I end it, I'm just going to say that a quote that probably should fall more to the urban community than does any other community is by Edmund Burke that says, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. So you know these things are happening in your neighborhood, and if you're not willing to speak on them or at least try and guide people to another avenue, something away from that kind of behavior, then you're allowing it to persist. You might be in some ways promoting it, because if you don't say anything, if you walk past the little dummies on the corner that are standing in front of the store and not letting the old lady walk in the door, if you're not saying anything, then you can't expect it when your mother comes with her groceries for them to move. You want them to, because that's what you have party to and what you consider to be your safe haven. But if you don't do that for the neighborhood as a whole, then you can't say shit when it continues to persist.
Yeah.
What you got for that one, Stu? I need you to bang a bus on this head quick.
Oh God, you just reach.
Nah. Like I said from the beginning, I just feel like you just gotta know
What's the effects? What's the effects on snitching in different communities?
it's different. It's acceptable. You understand? And I think it's acceptable in our communities too, but I just feel like he says, the retribution. And Miss Mary tells, and she saw you tell, like, no one's going to be like, oh,
So
she's
you can't beat Miss Mario.
But I'm just, you ain't gonna be, you know, nobody's going
knock her
to,
head off.
but nobody's going to be like, oh, Miss
Queen
Mary,
Clock.
Knock
you know,
her
why
wig
she
right
telling,
off.
why she telling Tariq for stealing, you know what I mean? They're not going to do that to Miss Mary. They're not going to say that visually. Any people, the masses in that community, well, Miss Mary saw him. She saw Tariq going in that store robbing the bank or whatever it may be. She saw him, and she's not going to have like, oh, Miss Mary this. I would never do nothing around Miss Mary. She's not going to get that. It's just, I feel like in the community, it's just the retribution, and that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, I think that in neighborhoods where there's less crime, you're just trying to keep it out, right? You're just trying to keep it out.
That.
The problem is they live with us. They live in our building. They live downstairs. And when they get out, they're coming back to our building. So it's a different conversation that needs to be had in one versus the other. But it's like you have to be that person, like you said, in your neighborhood who's actively trying to go against it. But I don't mean stand up against them and, yo, y'all gotta move or nothing like that. But just be like...
Media man.
Yeah, I'm about to say that, media man.
I'm just clean your clock.
Go to Lords of fuck you. The baby
But
Lords.
I think a really good strategy is being a productive person that they have to respect. And the more of us fill those positions, the more and more they realize how radical they are. Like, if you just go into the store and you pay for your food, like, we've all been in the store, and our manners, our kindness, our courtesy that we give to everybody resonates around you. And then you see somebody else walking in with a dirty attitude, and they come in there and things get a little bit iffy. But if we continue to keep that up, even around them, the nails seem more and more extreme. And then if we disconnect ourselves from a lot of situations and just do what we're supposed to do, I think that is fighting against the kind of crime without having to get involved in the
Without
I
being
like that.
active.
he
I like
said,
that.
she said.
So basically, like if somebody comes to the store and asks for avocado toast, they violate.
First of all,
Baguettes.
Baguettes. Get some hot sauce on my bread. Okay. Fiends for fun. Drug culture today. I'm gonna throw this to you, Mike. Why are they not frowned upon like when we were growing up? I'm talking about the drugs.
Drugs.
The
Drugs are
tweeds.
no longer frowned upon. That's true. When we were growing up, I feel like drugs had a different marketing guy.
Yeah.
Like whoever's doing PR for drugs today is awesome because they make it seem amazing. When we were growing up, we had the DARE program.
Yeah.
Right? You had the damn dog, don't do drugs. We
Yeah.
had that dude, right? Drugs was not cool. And with the image,
that voice in mad low, right?
Gruff, right? Gruff's the prime dog. Don't gruff drugs. Drugs are bad. But the perception and appearance, which has kind of become a theme for us, perception of appearance for us then, it didn't look the same. When we saw a fiend, he was like this, leaning, right? It didn't look cool. It didn't look fun. But today, I think the image association is much more closer to you because it's young boys wearing chains, young boys that are wearing the cool clothes. You know what I mean? The image perception of it now is, yo, pop Molly's, do a perk 30. I just popped a perk 30. All of that, like it's fun now, and it's the image that's much more associated than I would say movies are much more removed because you know that's an actor. Whereas the music culture today, they're no longer actors. Them young boys are standing out there on the corner. They're in the clubs. They're doing these things that they're talking about. They're shooting up these neighborhoods. So when they're actively portraying an image of them doing drugs, it makes it more associated with yourself because he looks like you. He looks like the people that you're around. And the same thing with the females. If there's young girls that are just popping pills and going out on these expensive dates, they're making it cool for the younger girls who are looking at them to be role models. So if your role model is popping perks and doing these drugs, and that's what you aspire to be, as someone in that same music realm, or I want to be like that.
So you help cultivate it.
You're cultivating a culture that seems acceptable, but at the same time, they're not seeing the back end. They're not seeing the 15-year-old that OD'd and didn't wake up. They're not going to those kinds of, funeral arrangements because what's portrayed daily is the cool side of it. And that's generally coming about via music videos and YouTube and the internet.
What you guys do?
It goes back to back in the days when you had crack and cocaine. Cocaine was the it drug. That was the party drug. You understand? That was that if you did cocaine, you was that guy. You know,
at Studio 54.
Even your favorite hip hop artists back in the day, cocaine was it. You know what I mean? But then if you did crack, now they look at you stupid. Now, like you out here with your half naked.
Show me your receipts.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Pookie.
But I think as that goes, it's in every era. It's always been that way. But nowadays, it's like you said, you have the culture where taking lean and taking perks is more of a hippie drug. It's not one of those drugs where you be outside looking crazy, looking homeless, sleeping on the floor, half naked.
They still be looking like that. Some of the videos you catch them on YouTube.
Some of them, but at the end of the day, they have a more perceptual image. Like if it was cocaine at that time, it was a party drug. You know what I mean? So I think that's pretty much where it is. But I'm not saying that you should do it because definitely none of those drugs are even good for you as a person. But if you think about the eras, it's still the same. It's just the drug changes. You know what I mean?
What you got, bigger?
So when I was growing up, it was crack, right? And then crack, right? It was like
Heroin.
only thing maybe there was some heroin. I don't know.
I don't think it was. I mean, heroin was there, but
Yeah.
I mean, like that was an extreme. You were bugging if you was on heroin.
Yeah, I thought it was mostly just like crack, right? Like that I knew that was like an
Crack was
extreme.
popping.
But we was also around. Everybody smoked that. It was no problem. Whatever. I think the times have changed to where we lost a lot. Not just like the bad zombie like image of a person doing drugs, but we also lost the thing that grounded us all, which was like church or like leadership in like households, or like we lost a lot of that. So
McGruff.
We lost McGruff, right? We lost that kind of even narrative to don't do drugs. It's like That narrative is going. There's a lot missing that would help people. I just think that today it's just way too hard. I think that we've gone too far, and it's something that I don't know if we have to accept that it's a part of our lives and a part of our culture, but I don't really see how we could get rid of it.
I also think all of you guys made really good
without
points.
all those other structures. Yeah,
I think you guys made really good points. I'm gonna dig a little bit deeper, and I think the acceptance of people smoking weed was a terrible idea. I feel like even in the urban community, for us to have even fought for that was asinine. I get the backside to it, where it's like, oh, kids are getting arrested for like petty weed and shit like that. But realistically, when you think about weed in itself, do you want your bus driver high? Do you want your police officer high? You want to show up in your cop is stoned? Do you want your fireman coming to save your life high? These are the things, and people are like, oh, well, people that smoke weed don't usually get high. Most people smoke weed to get high.
Not at work.
Man,
people get off work and go home.
Nah, that's not true.
The majority of people that
police
smoke...
officers that smoke are likely going to be...
I mean, most police officers are not allowed to smoke weed and get drug tested.
No, but I'm saying most people are going to wait till they go home to touch any of their vices, whether it's smoke, whether it's drink, whether it's porn.
Realistic. No.
People are doing all this at work? Not most
It's
people.
not like beer. Yeah, there's the extreme guy who's drunk at work, but most people drink later.
I was going to say,
you can't compare, and I hear that all the time. People compare alcohol to a you can have one drink of whatever, but most people don't drink with the idea to be drunk. Like, I can have a drink this morning and not be drunk. If you start smoking, a little while, you're probably going to be high.
That's not true.
It's the same buzz.
That's not true. I think it's even
if you
less.
say so, but my thing is, would you want to show up somewhere and would I want my doctor operating on me high?
No, nobody in the professional world would you want them to be inebriated in any sense.
I'm gonna use your line here. Let me get 100.
Outside,
Let me get 100. What I'm saying to you is, I just want to use that on you. I just want to but in all actuality, we fought for that, and I think we don't understand the repercussions of it because it harms our community as African Americans more than anybody. To get a job and everything like that. We also don't have those passed down jobs you could just get. So getting a regular job where you want to work for the city or you want to work for, again, I don't want to show up to my train conductor and he just had that good weed and he just sitting at the train station like, yo, we going to Utica next stop.
But what's that got to do with drugs? We talking about drugs.
Because that is a drug.
No, that's legal now.
It's legal because we fought for it. But my thing is, what's the difference between making opioids legal? Because Percocets and stuff are legal.
Because we know
what is the difference between
distinction.
people taking uppers and downers all day?
Because we know there's a distinction.
No, but that's because we keep making things acceptable and we keep pushing the envelope. And once you keep pushing the envelope, you get to a point where now we say the people have OD'd. We can't go back.
Again, the shit that we're worried about now are, like you're saying, people ODing and kids dying. Kids are not dying because they smoke too much weed. And if you
How
call
did
it,
they get there?
It's not a gateway drug and all that. It could be debatable. The same shit with alcohol. Again, I've had for 10 years, I had staff members that exceeded 200, 300 plus. Only one incident did I have a time where somebody came in drunk. But I can tell you many incidents after work, people left, went to the bar, and I heard about incidents after because they're doing that after. They're taking their vices after. But in terms of drugs...
I'll dive down your
wait. Let me get 100.
Ooh, the reverse.
See that? Reverse card. Damn, you made me miss my train of thought.
Exactly. So now we jump back in. The point of the matter is, I hear what you... Alcoholism, and I know that people like that alcoholism is bad. I'm gonna agree with you. Let's jump down that rabbit hole.
No, we're talking about drugs.
Alcohol is a drug.
Alcohol is bad, and going out after work and drinking alcohol is bad. But my thing is, as a community, we have agreed to that marijuana. Again, most of the people that sit here, we sit here and talk about women setting our standards. Nobody want to be sitting there talking to your shorty and she high as fuck. Nobody likes that. And then we keep pushing the envelope, but then when we get there, we can't accept what comes next. So my thing is, when we were younger, drugs in itself is bad.
But people are not, again, the extremism. So if somebody is smoking a blunt and you see them high, their eyes are down. Maybe. But when somebody is popping some shit where they're sleeping in the corner, where they're drooling, where they're falling out and passing out, those are hard drugs that, again, are becoming so much more recreational because there is variety. There used to be crack, cocaine, maybe heroin.
They have stores now, brother.
Now we got perks, mollies, all kinds of pills that you don't even know what they are. Like somebody will be like, yo, you ever took a such and such? I never even heard of that shit. But there's so much variety now where it seems like it's cool. It's passive.
Want me to tell you why it's cool? Because now it's become cool to not be yourself. It's cool to wake up and not be you. What are you smoking for? You smoking to feel like something else, or not yourself.
Same way people drink a beer.
That's not true.
Okay, what do you smoke for? Now, if you smoke, what do you smoke for?
I smoke for anxiety.
For fun?
Recreation.
You wake up in the morning and you smoke because you want to have fun for the rest of the day?
Recreation, yeah. That's exactly what you're
You going on a roller coaster?
That's exactly what I believe
My point is you keep pushing the envelope until it's whatever.
But look, you came in here with a bag full of nips, right? To have the same feel, to have the same feeling that somebody who smokes.
Yes.
But we know that if you take a little nip and he takes a half of 2-inch cigarette blunt, we're gonna be okay. Whereas if somebody who popped a Zanny or whatever they call it, Zanny bar,
I agree with you.
They're not gonna be able to function.
I agree with you that alcoholism is plaguing our communities too. There's liquor stores on every. No, I'm agreeing with you. No, I'm diving down your hole. Alcoholism is bad. The fact that there's liquor stores on every other corner. I'm not disagreeing with you. We're on the same page.
7 days a week.
And now alcohol has also. I'll dive down there. Now alcohol has become in our community so popular that everybody's like, yo, we got to go have a drink.
I'm gonna say this: the people that are going to the new legal head shops and the smoke shops and everything that is legal now, they're not going from there and then going to the dope fiend dealer. They're not going from there and going to get pills.
The concept,
they're smoking their weed and that's it.
You're making excuses for the concept of...
No, you're trying to take culture of drugs and say it's because of weed.
No, he just started it.
You just not saying it.
He just started
I'm saying the culture of drugs is bad because we keep accepting that not feeling like yourself is okay, even drinking. Not feeling like yourself is okay. I don't need that. I don't need to have that drink, but to ease my nerves, I've convinced myself to have that drink. But do I need that? I could have functioned fine without it.
I think we're too far gone, and one of the reasons why I think we're too far gone is like, you see, like if we know like fiends die, but when it's so close that like
that's the extreme part about it.
It was like 3 comedians died in a weekend.
The kids are dying.
Like,
but how do we get there?
Died.
People just don't be like, oh, you know what, brother, pass me some of that heroin. Let's get this party going. That's not how people just start. People don't become fiends like tomorrow. Like we watch.
I think it is like that. I think they're at the party.
I hate to use people's name, but like look at Joel Santana and them, right? I don't know if y'all watched his interview he had recently. Where he used to talk about he used to smoke bud and all that, and then he started hanging out with certain people and he started taking the lean, and it fucked him up. Like, this is what I'm saying. He didn't start in the projects talking about pass me some lean.
It was the environment that you put yourself around.
Because using drugs was cool.
Because
you understand what I'm saying?
Yourself around these people.
Am I missing that?
No.
But people, if you accepting the idea to say, let's get high, that's our conversation. Right now, let's say I'm allowed on my job and I'm like, yo, I want to go get high with y'all. And you like, yo, I got some chocolate, right? And I take this chocolate, I'm like, this is cool. I'm accepting the idea that getting high is fun and it's cool and it's the thing to do.
That's your
weakness. That's not
your
okay.
Weakness.
I want to be extreme,
you allow somebody to convince you to do
don't know
drugs.
if it's going to make it, right? But just because you start having sex don't mean that you're going to just end up wherever the world may lead you. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, sex before marriage is bad. And back in the day, we used to promote that sex before marriage is bad. But just because you start having sex, so you can't just have it's okay to have a conversation where we're talking about dating and sex life like that and not say that you're going to end up at the extremes of zip lining with being tied up.
With herpes.
Jesus.
But it does. But again, but you're both saying the same thing. Whatever you do that's bad. So you're not going to convince me that whatever you do that's not of the reason people tell you not to do whatever it is because it can lead to bad habits.
Exactly.
In the end.
So that's why you need.
But it's safe to have a conversation where we stop that.
This is what you need. You need
sex.
a starting point and you need an end point. You know, when you go out to the bar, you're going to drink enough liquor to where you can function enough to get the hell out of there and back home because you have a starting and an end point. If somebody says, yo, I'm going to buy everybody 10 rounds, nah, but I'm good with 2 beers. You know your end point. But at the same time,
we know that after being a drinker.
Let me finish. If you walk into a party and you say, yo, I'm a weed smoker, and somebody goes, yo, I got these mystery pills, nah, that's not for me. I'm going to pass on that. So again, if you know you're starting an end point, then you shouldn't be able to be influenced by the crowd.
That's when you get there, though. You got to get there.
You got to know yourself before.
No, because I drink with people that can't drink. I'm a drinker. I can drink and be cool. I know people that drink and be smacked.
They don't know their end point.
My point though, but I'm making it cool. That's why even me and him have that conversation. Like, yo, sometimes I don't even drink no more. How many times we had that conversation?
But you made it cool for an adult to make their own decision. You didn't be like, yo, open your fucking mouth.
But we opened the door because sometimes you make bad decisions. Am I right or am I wrong? As time me and you drink, you like, yo, I don't even drink like that no more. And I'm like, wow. You like, yo, nah, I don't fuck with that shit no more because it's something that I can't. Like, everybody does not have the ability to control it. But if you,
but that's only because of old age.
Not necessarily. I mean, you gotta.
Old age has got me there.
I know the weed man that come around a lot. Like, yo, I got this, and this. You know anybody that fuck with pills? You know anybody that mess with this? No, not really.
That's you. What I'm saying is we are making it okay, and you don't know what the person next to you is capable of. That's what I'm saying to you.
Like, just
because you got your head on your shoulder and you like, I can smoke this blunt and be okay. Stu might be like, this shit feel good. I'm not getting high enough. Pass me those perk 30s that you was talking about.
Everybody gotta be accountable.
Yeah, but my thing is if we just slow down on accepting the drug culture in its totality, or alcoholism, or sleeping with people before marriage, then at the end of the day, we'll be able to control.
That comes from starting early, right? Going back to all these things that solidified us. Because what I hear throughout all this conversation is that we mixed up what luxury is. Drugs is a luxury. Going out is a luxury. Like, even like being able to post new clothes on Instagram is a luxury. We've forgotten.
Just ask Stu. Don't do drugs.
Don't wear the same thing twice.
The fashion dog. Yeah, Stu the fashion dog. Let me see. We have a smash and grab on that one.
No,
okay. Yeah, we do. Really quick. We gotta get through this one really quick. Okay. All right. No monologues, guys.
I'll quit.
All right. The Book of Mike.
In the beginning. Go ahead.
Chapter 6. All right. Who or what is to blame for the popularity?
You.
Okay. Who is to blame for the popularity of drugs, the drug culture?
I would say hip hop and entertainers.
I'm taking both of those answers. I think it's the hip hop music execs, the artists, and the videos. But at the same time, it's us. It's us that allow that shit to happen.
I'm gonna say the inner communities. I'm sticking to it. I think that we fought for laws not to get our elevators clean, not to do nothing, but to pass the lead so we could smoke, so our kids could smoke weed with no problem and have smoke shops, right? We don't want a Whole Foods, we want a smoke shop.
I don't think that's what they were trying to solve.
The hippies tried that in the 60s. That's a 60-year fight.
I don't think that's what they were trying to solve.
I know, yeah, because I'm just telling you right now, I don't see a Whole Foods in Bed-Stuy, but I definitely see multiple smoke shops.
That's Whole Foods.
Yeah.
I also see
in Bed-Stuy?
Right by Pratt now.
Yeah, by Pratt. That's Clinton Hills,
that's
my
the same
friend.
shit.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's totally not.
I got a quick one too, but that's...
Go ahead, give me. Smash or grab me.
Do you realize how our communities are changing based on us having money now? Chinese restaurants switched to crab legs.
Yeah.
Smoke shops got weed now. Like, all this stuff
Smoke
is like...
shops always had weed.
No, they didn't. No, they
yeah,
didn't.
they did. It wasn't legalized weed.
They
They spikes.
Yeah, you didn't talk to Dre.
You had to go in there and just put $20 down and just wait.
Yeah. I want some chips. I want some chips.
Look at you in the face, though.
Yeah, those numbers slip to the back.
I'm just saying,
of
like, our community is changing because we have money. We have to figure out what we actually want because people are listening.
I know we want weed. All right. Won't you be my neighbor? Community development. What level of development does best for the community? I'm gonna go to you first on this one, you be good.
Okay, so I saw this video where it was a movie theater in Canada that had a 45-minute buffet before the film and unlimited snacks throughout the movie. And I just wondered, like, can we do that in our community? Is it possible to do that in our community? Because I think that sort of attraction would draw people from all parts of the city, right? And in an effort to keep that business running, I think police would hold hand in hand in order to make sure you make it safe from the train station to the Linden movie theater is where I was thinking of, right? I think they make sure that you get there safe. And I think does shining that kind of bright light, something that large of an attraction that draws more people in than just the community, does it sanitize the crime that's around it? That's where I started. But then I realized that housing developments and all these other developments has been the goal. Like, they tried to, like, put things like a Chuck E. Cheese or, like a Target, Gateway Mall. It's supposed to be opportunity for people to come in and get like discounted rates at certain things and have a good time in the community. But I wonder if we turned it up to such a high level that $120 tickets, people are traveling from state to state to come to serve, it's Marvel night and we're going to watch the premiere at Linden Movie Theater. Would that change our community? Is that possible to do? That's what I was wondering.
I'm gonna go down the line, so.
Me, I would think like the programs we used to have, like the PALs, get more police involvement with the communities. Like now it's just not just a police officer in your community, a police officer that knows you, knows your parents, knows who these kids are in the community. I could talk to you now. I could be like, you know what, listen here. I know you, boy. What are you doing out here? Mm-hmm. I could have that involvement with you now. I know your mama. I know your mother didn't teach you to do this stuff. So I think those are the things that I believe that we need more of back in the day that we don't have now.
That's the kind of community development that we need.
Yeah, I think because back in the day, police officer, you knew the police officer because he was running the basketball team. He was a part of the football. He was this. He was that. Now it's not so foreign like, F them and we over here. You know what I mean?
But I think I just want to look over the thought that if more people came to our community, it wouldn't just be us, and we'll have more witnesses.
More people come, but they have to make it safe. Nobody's going to want to come to something that they don't feel safe.
Exactly.
Right.
They will make it safe.
That's why it's justification.
Ask the question one more time.
What level of development does best for the community?
The first level of development, I believe, would be resources, and not to use kind of an antiquated term, but I think we're okay with separate but equal resources. Meaning if they have those things in the suburban neighborhoods, they should be permitted to have the same things in the urban neighborhoods. So for a quick example, like when I go down to Georgia, when I moved down to Georgia at the end of high school, one of the things that I noticed off the bat was the amount of resources that children had. Like if you ever went to a Little League game down there or a basketball game, the resources that those kids have, I didn't see until I think I got into college. Like literally, I don't know if I had anything like that in terms of a community center that actually, hosted programs for the kids. We had, we had the PAL Center and we had, these small community centers, but they didn't offer the same amount of resources. You might have went in there and played basketball and got the hell out of there. When the same argument that you're bringing up is if we create these infrastructure points, I'll call them, people are going to come, but they might come for an event and get the hell out of there. Again, like perfect example, downtown, Barclays Center. They host events all the time, and people are coming in droves from Jersey, New York, outside. They're spending their money in that building and getting the hell out. But if we put...
But you remember the community before then.
Exactly. So if we put more infrastructure around those attractive places where they're going to spend more money around the surrounding neighborhood, then we can branch out. So if you got that arena right there and you put a local mom and pop restaurant that is going to be, again, patronized by those folks that are coming to that one place, then you can start spreading your money. Now that mom and pop is supporting a Little League team. Now the Little League team actually has funding and they actually have uniforms for these kids to play. When I grew up, Irvington Little League was my spot. Like I lived there damn near. Now there's literally you ride by is 4 vacant Little League fields. The kids have nowhere to play. All of them are only forced to play basketball or boxing. There's no golf clubs. There's no none of that. There's no resources that are permitted to be, or at least invested in these other neighborhoods. I won't say they're not permitted for us, but we just do not have that infrastructure.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be the annoying host today.
Again?
Yeah, I'm gonna be the annoying one today.
Good.
I'm gonna go back to our last conversation, and it's what we fight for as a community.
Yeah.
If you bring it down to the urban community, I said it to you guys, and you guys defended it, which I was cool with because it just led me right to this. You defended marijuana like it was a big deal, but there's so many smoke shops in our community. But I yet to see that same fight for the football fields, the basketballs, and all that stuff like that.
You think community voted for that?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. These are votes that were put on your fucking ballot to vote for marijuana being legal.
All
that was important.
I'm not talking about that.
Once you legalize it, you know what was coming.
I'm talking about when there's a storefront available, they're going to sell that shit to whoever's going to be paying the
Because
money.
And it wouldn't be a fucking smoke shop. It'll be maybe the guy that's going to start a boxing club. Maybe it's the guy going to start kickboxing. Maybe fucking jujitsu. But you know what it is? It's the smoke shop. It's the fucking smoke shop on every block. It's just the same argument we'll have 10 years from now about the Chinese restaurants and the fucking liquor stores.
Yeah.
Again,
It's the same argument.
the same shit. That's where
right,
they're
but that's what
gonna
I'm saying.
put it.
But the fight was to legalize marijuana. That was the big deal. I'm always gonna hate it. I get it for the marijuana smokers. I get it. Y'all gonna hate me. Go fuck yourselves.
We don't
But
even
you
care
fought,
if it was legal.
That's what I said.
We don't even care if it was legal.
That's why I said you could have still smoked it, but you fought so hard to put it inside the communities, and nobody thought about what it's gonna do to your kids. What benefit is that gonna have to fucking John and Zach?
But we
and
were
all these-
worried
Well,
about our
they get to
kids.
keep their father at home now.
Yeah, we were worried about our kids.
Okay. Yeah, because he's not gonna be doing anything else.
Yeah, go fuck
people
yourself.
been stopped selling fucking nickel bags of weed on the street.
No, but if it's a man that's going
No, they
to
don't.
work 40
They still
hours
do.
a week and then he gets caught smoking in his car, he shouldn't be going to prison.
Fair enough. You know what?
That's what they fought for.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
But you know what? Now we got a bunch of smoke shops in our neighborhood. But we don't have
no
is
parks.
development for kids. We don't have parks for kids. We don't have communities. We don't have PAL. And nobody fought for that. And I never seen anybody stand up so hard for something. And now you got it. And I can't wait till 5 years from now when we having the same conversation and everybody in your fucking neighborhood is stoned and you can't conversate with nobody because this person is high out of their fucking mind. And I just want to order number 2.
Converse. Good done.
Conversing, fuck conversing, right? It's people
He's
like
high.
you that's trying to change the rules.
You
I
high.
want to fucking converse with you.
You had. Go ahead, come on.
You're right.
How do we serve the underserved? Hit and quit. Come on. Get in there and get out.
Smoke shops.
That's not no hit and quit, man. How do you serve the underserved? You have to
Free lunch? Come on, don't get me started. You remember we used to
have
go to
to-
free lunch?
Yeah.
With our do-rags on backwards?
Yo, remember when they start letting adults eat free lunch?
Yeah.
Yo, it started being crazy. You say, yo, that's your mom and daddy there too?
Yeah, come on, man. You remember free
That's
lunch?
not how you serve the underserved. That's not. I think they'd be more like what you said, the PALs, the other kind of program.
yeah.
I miss free lunch.
But it needs to, in a way, supplement all of the aspects of a positive church need to be reflected in government. Unfortunately, it needs to be like, hey, this kind of program doesn't allow drinking and smoking. You can't come here. You can't be an instructor here under the government program. Like,
it's legal. Why not?
yeah, well, not here, right? And then
See, now you
more and more
changing the
places.
narrative.
Huh?
You changing the narrative.
I am, because that's how you serve them. You have to be a role model at some point. The same with the other topic. If you walking into the store and you wanna fight against the crime that's happening around you, you have to be a better man. You got to walk in there as a better man and let that be attractive.
Go ahead, Stu. I'm going to fight you.
Nah, like I said before, we just gotta give them the resources. We gotta have the programming. You just gotta have to serve them, and not only, they have to financially, manage money, things like that. Those are the things that's going to really help.
Money courses, things to teach you about managing money.
That's financing. That's the things that we really need to know. You got so many kids out here buying sneakers with their credits. Their mama don't mess up their credit from putting cell phones in their name. So they don't
That was
even
big
know.
back in the day,
Yeah,
9X.
definitely was.
Got 3
But-
9X lines.
Way away.
You know what I mean? So with that being said, like, those are the things that really needs to be implemented. These kids have to know, like, they have to be prepared for life. And I don't think these kids are prepared for life in any communities.
What you got?
This thing on. Yeah. I think what's missing the most is network connections. I think we're getting the resources, but we're not seeing the connections between the two. Prime example, I see people that are sitting on a train platform or just outside the train station every day trying to solicit people with job applications. These people are on their way to work. Take that shit and go stand at the food bank. The people that are waiting in line for food, they need applications. So we got to connect those kind of resources and make sure that they are representing the community in a way that actually benefits the community. So again, if you're going to be allocating resources to these people, get them to the people that need them, but then tie in those connections and make sure, all right, you're here. This is step 1. How do we get you to step 2, step 3, and step 4? So don't just say, yo, we had a food giveaway, so I helped the community. You did for a minute, but can the community help themselves after that? The same way you could, teach a man to fish and he can feed himself for life, that kind of shit. So you got to not only just provide these resources, but show how they work. That's like us dropping a bunch of camera equipment off in the middle of the hood. Kids don't know how to use it. We don't have a teacher for them. What the fuck are we doing? We're giving them equipment for them to go sell and rob and kill over because they don't know what to do with it.
No. That's how you got money and violence.
That was a decent series. Bring that back.
It was actually a masterpiece.
I think we got to stop trying to reinvent the wheel. And I know that things get new in life, and you could do new but take old things. I think we have to go back to almost like what Stu said. You got to go back to having the PAL programs, like you say, handing out those job applications at the smoke shops. Not annoying guy today. 100%. That's what everybody looking for a job at. We got to be able to. Man,
shots fired.
That's it.
Yeah, he hates that.
That's what I got. Fuck that.